英文查经班
BSG-Bible Study Group
与神相处，了解神的心意。让我们每天一起来享受这15分钟的奇妙读经时刻吧。今日经文，聆听上帝对你说话，向神敞开心灵，求神亲自引导。
Seeking divine guidance. Hey, Xiaojun, have you ever felt uncertain about starting something new, like a job or a new phase of life?
Absolutely. I remember when I started college, I had doubts about whether I was on the right path.
You know, it reminds me of the Israelites in Exodus 12. They had to follow specific instructions from God for the Passover.
That's true. They had to trust and obey, even if they didn't fully understand the purpose behind it.
Exactly. Just like us, sometimes we might not see the big picture, but seeking divine guidance helps us move forward with confidence.
So, even when things seem uncertain, trusting that we're aligned with God's plan can bring us peace. Understanding the significance of worship. We encounter a powerful story that highlights the importance of understanding the true meaning behind our acts of worship. Just as each element of worship carries profound significance, it's crucial to grasp the essence, purpose, and symbolism of our rituals. By delving into the story of the Passover and its intricate details, we learn that worship is not merely a routine. It's a reflection of our commitment and gratitude towards God. This narrative encourages us to seek a deeper understanding of our worship practices, avoiding empty rituals and instead embracing heartfelt service. As we explore the complexities of worship, we discover that our sincere efforts to comprehend and align with God's intention lead to genuine spiritual growth and fulfillment. The plague of the firstborn symbolizes God's judgment upon Egypt, reflecting their sins and disobedient response. Similarly, in the book of Revelation, the vision of horses and their riders, with breastplates of fire, jacinth, and brimstone, signifies the divine and destructive power of God. The appearance of fire, smoke, and brimstone may imply God's judgment and the consequences of sin. It conveys a warning to those who stray from God and do not obey Him, while also highlighting God's righteousness and authority.
今日经文，聆听上帝对你说话，向神敞开心灵，求神亲自引导。
The Lord said to Moses and Aaron in Egypt, "This month is to be for you the first month of your year. Tell the whole community of Israel that on the 10th day of this month each man is to take a lamb for his family, one for each household. If any household is too small for a whole lamb, they must share one with their nearest neighbor, having taken into account the number of people there are. You are to determine the amount of lamb needed in accordance with what each person will eat. The animals you choose must be year-old males without defect, and you may take them from the sheep or the goats. Take care of them until the 14th day of the month, when all the members of the community of Israel must slaughter them at twilight. Then they are to take some of the blood and put it on the sides and tops of the door frames of the houses where they eat the lambs. That same night they are to eat the meat roasted over the fire, along with bitter herbs, and bread made without yeast. Do not eat the meat raw or boiled in water, but roast it over a fire, with the head, legs and internal organs. Do not leave any of it till morning. If some is left till morning, you must burn it. This is how you are to eat it, with your cloak tucked into your belt, your sandals on your feet and your staff in your hand. Eat it in haste. It is the Lord's Passover. On that same night I will pass through Egypt and strike down every firstborn of both people and animals, and I will bring judgment on all the gods of Egypt. I am the Lord. The blood will be a sign for you on the houses where you are, and when I see the blood, I will pass over you. No destructive plague will touch you when I strike Egypt. This is a day you are to commemorate, for the generations to come you shall celebrate it as a festival to the Lord, a lasting ordinance. Exodus 12 verses 1 to 14 NIV.
Guiding principles for a new journey. Embarking on a new phase of life, whether it's a career move or a personal endeavor, demands thoughtful consideration. In Exodus 12 verses 1 to 14, we delve into the ancient wisdom of the Bible to uncover principles that guide our actions with depth and purpose. This passage illustrates the importance of aligning our decisions with a higher purpose and seeking divine guidance through prayer. It prompts us to seek counsel from spiritual mentors, ensuring our choices are rooted in values rather than solely driven by financial gain or personal ambition. By exploring the narrative, we glean insights into making intentional choices that resonate with our spiritual journey, bringing a sense of peace and fulfillment.
For 7 days you are to eat bread made without yeast. On the first day remove the yeast from your houses, for whoever eats anything with yeast in it from the first day through the 7th must be cut off from Israel. On the first day hold a sacred assembly, and another one on the 7th day. Do no work at all on these days, except to prepare food for everyone to eat. That is all you may do. Celebrate the festival of unleavened bread, because it was on this very day that I brought your divisions out of Egypt. Celebrate this day as a lasting ordinance for the generations to come. In the first month you are to eat bread made without yeast, from the evening of the 14th day until the evening of the 21st day. For 7 days no yeast is to be found in your houses. And anyone, whether foreigner or native-born, who eats anything with yeast in it must be cut off from the community of Israel. Eat nothing made with yeast. Wherever you live, you must eat unleavened bread.
Then Moses summoned all the elders of Israel and said to them, "Go at once and select the animals for your families and slaughter the Passover lamb. Take a bunch of hyssop, dip it into the blood in the basin and put some of the blood on the top and on both sides of the doorframe. None of you shall go out of the door of your house until morning. When the Lord goes through the land to strike down the Egyptians, he will see the blood on the top and sides of the doorframe and will pass over that doorway, and he will not permit the destroyer to enter your houses and strike you down. Obey these instructions as a lasting ordinance for you and your descendants. When you enter the land that the Lord will give you as he promised, observe this ceremony. And when your children ask you, 'What does this ceremony mean to you?' then tell them, 'It is the Passover sacrifice to the Lord, who passed over the houses of the Israelites in Egypt and spared our homes when he struck down the Egyptians.' Then the people bowed down and worshipped. The Israelites did just what the Lord commanded Moses and Aaron. Exodus 12 verses 15 to 28 NIV.
The significance of Passover, lessons of humility and salvation. Exploring Exodus 12 sheds light on the profound meaning behind the term Passover and unveils God's repeated acts of sparing mankind. The concept of Passover resonates with the idea that God has traversed countless times over history, sparing humanity from destruction. This passage emphasizes that extraordinary grace comes with unique responsibilities and duties. Amidst trials and calamities, the extraordinary ability to survive calls us to introspection and reverence. As the plagues in Egypt brought clarity to the Israelites, they began to yearn for God's salvation, transforming despair into hopeful anticipation. With humility, we must embrace and respond to God's mercy.
字汇与句子。今日读到的，我们温故而知新。Had to trust and obey, even if they didn't fully understand the purpose behind it. 必须相信并顺服，即使他们不完全理解背后的目的。It's crucial to grasp the essence, purpose, and symbolism of our rituals. 理解我们仪式的本质、目的和象征意义至关重要。Worship is not merely a routine, it's a reflection of our commitment and gratitude towards God. 崇拜不仅仅是例行公事，它是我们对神的承诺和感恩的体现。Determine the amount of lamb needed in accordance with what each person will eat. 预备羊羔，要按着人数和饭量计算。This is a day you are to commemorate. 你们要纪念这日。Embarking on a new phase of life. 踏上新的人生阶段。It prompts us to seek counsel from spiritual mentors, ensuring our choices are rooted in values rather than solely driven by financial gain or personal ambition. 它促使我们向属灵的导师寻求建议，确保我们的选择根植于价值观，而不仅仅是出于经济利益或个人野心。And anyone, whether foreigner or native born, who eats anything with yeast in it must be cut off from the community of Israel. 无论是寄居的，是本地的，必从以色列的会中剪除。Obey these instructions as a lasting ordinance for you and your descendants. 这里，你们要守着，作为你们和你们子孙永远的定例。The concept of Passover resonates with the idea that God has traversed countless times over history, sparing humanity from destruction. 逾越节的概念呼应着神在历史中多次越过，保护人类免受毁灭。Extraordinary grace comes with unique responsibilities and duties. 非凡的恩典伴随着独特的责任和职责。
Routine. Regular, habitual. Irregular, unusual. She followed a daily routine of exercise and meditation. Gratitude. Appreciation, thankfulness. Ingratitude, ingraciousness. I want to express my gratitude for all your help. Accordance. Agreement, conformity. Disagreement, contradiction. The decision was made in accordance with company policies. Commemorate. Celebrate, remember. Forget, neglect. We gather to commemorate those who sacrificed their lives for our freedom. Ordinance. Regulation, law. Disorder, chaos. The city council passed an ordinance to restrict parking in certain areas. Traversed. Crossed, traveled. Stayed, remained. They traversed the dense forest to reach the hidden waterfall.
Regularity. 规律，常规。Daily routine, 日常习惯 established routine, 固定常规 follow a routine, 遵循惯例 pattern, 模式、样式 consistent routine, 一致的常规 routine activities, 例行活动 break from routine, 跳脱常规 monotony, 单调、乏味 escape the routine, 逃离单调 sense of routine, 常规感 break the monotony, 打破单调 predictability, 可预测性、常规性 routine tasks, 常规任务 loss of routine, 失去常规 return to routine, 回归常规
Commemorate. 纪念庆祝 commemorate an event 纪念一个事件 commemorate a milestone 庆祝一个里程碑 commemorate a person 纪念一个人 memorialize 纪念怀念 memorialize the past 纪念过去 memorialize a tragedy 纪念一场悲剧 memorialize someone 怀念某人 celebrate 庆祝庆贺 celebrate an achievement 庆祝成就 celebrate a victory 庆贺胜利 celebrate a holiday 庆祝假日 honor 尊敬敬重 honor the memory 尊敬记忆 honor the fallen 敬重阵亡者 honor a tradition 尊敬传统 crossed 穿越越过 crossed the desert 穿越沙漠 traversed the mountains 越过山脉 crossed a river 越过河流 navigated 航行导航 navigated the ocean 航行大洋 traversed the city 导航城市 navigated through challenges 应对挑战 journeyed 旅行行进 journeyed through Europe 旅行欧洲 traversed the wilderness 穿越荒野 journeyed to new lands 前往新的土地 crossed over 穿越越过 crossed over the border 越过边境 traversed over difficult terrain 穿越困难地形 crossed over into another realm 进入另一领域 commemorate 纪念庆祝 memorial 纪念物纪念碑 tribute 颂词致敬 remembrance 记忆纪念 tribute 颂词致敬 monument 纪念碑纪念馆 anniversary 周年纪念日 homage 敬意尊崇 legacy 遗产传承 eulogy 悼词颂词 testimonial 推荐信证词 reminiscence 回忆怀旧 dedication 奉献献身 solemn 严肃的庄重的 obituary 讣文死亡公告 commemorative 纪念性的 tribute concert 致敬音乐会 commemoration ceremony 纪念仪式 memorial service 追悼会 memento 纪念品纪念物 And he took bread, gave thanks and broke it, and gave it to them, saying, This is my body given for you, do this in remembrance of me. Luke 22耶稣拿起饼来，祝谢了，就擘开，递给他们，说，这是我的身体，为你们舍的。你们应当如此行，为的是纪念我。路加福音。
读经祷告，就在祷告的时候，我们能够感受到他的同在和安慰。用敬虔、谦卑和专注的心，神会听到并回应我们的祷告。祷告默想你的回应，并献上心志。
O Lord, in the midst of your extraordinary grace, I am humbled by the weight of the unique responsibilities and duties that accompany it. As you spared the Israelites during the Passover, help me grasp the significance of this divine exchange. Grant me the wisdom to understand the correlation between the privilege of your grace and the call to serve others selflessly. May I embrace this dual nature with humility and dedication, realizing that your mercy comes with a purpose. Let my life be a reflection of the balance between your grace and my response, as I seek to fulfill the special calling you have placed upon me. Amen.
主啊，在您非凡的恩典之中，我因伴随而来的独特责任和职责感到谦卑。正如您在逾越节中保守以色列人一样，帮助我理解这神圣的交换的重要性。赐我智慧去明白您的恩典的特权与无私服侍他人的呼召之间的关联。愿我谦卑而奉献地拥抱这双重的性质，认识到您的怜悯是有目的的。愿我的生活反映出您的恩典与我的回应之间的平衡。我寻求完成您给予我的特殊使命。Amen。
诚挚感谢您今日的参与，不要忘记以言语或行为来分享你今日的领受。我们明天再见。